Hi, Assalamualaikum. In this video, I'm gonna try to make it in English because, I have this Instagram. The name is at misslina.english. Why? Because I open an English course, but sometimes I realize um, my content is not sometimes not really related with my name. I mean, with my Instagram name. Okay, today I want to share about life progress. Mm, if this is the first video that you watch, I like to share about life because I like to think, and I love if I found something interesting like about life philosophy like that. And my background actually, I go to college in English literature in University of Indonesia. So we learn a lot about poem, about novel, about movie, and we try to understand the meaning behind those work, the meaning that the implicit meaning. I mean. Okay, if you see the cover of this video, um, the butterfly fabric, I want to share that it took me around 10 years to finally be brave to cut the fabric and make a cloth out of it. And um, it's not like, it's just like a dress for home, yeah. If you call in bahasa, it's daster, yeah. But like, and the lesson that I take is, wow, it took me that long to be brave enough to cut the fabric, and because it's not as large enough, so um, I combine uh, the dress, not like if the easy way, if you sew something, you can make like two pattern. You mean I mean the one that yeah, you just make two. You don't need to um let me perhaps later on I'll show you later on if there's time. So because it's not long enough, I need to stitch it together. It's not that easy to make a video full in English, and sometimes I realize I haven't practiced my English for some time. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that fabric, like, I bought it when I think when my daughter is just born, I think. So like I have that willingness to learn to sew like with machine, but because the because my fear and the uh what is it, the hecticness of being a new mom, um I I just really learned to sew recently, and I think this video is gonna be mixed up, okay? So stick with me if you want. Okay. So like yesterday I watched Abu Maru video. I will attach, and he talked about something that I am practicing right now, starting today. Even though that once I heard about it, because I think luckily, like, um I have an uncle and he likes to share, and sometimes his sharing is philosophy like that, like basically like what Abu Marlo says. There is thought and there is conscious. Okay, let me translate that. There is thought, pikiran. There is consciousness, kesadaran. Okay, I hope I get that right. Okay, so he said that thoughts are like cloud, and the consciousness is like the sky, and um, which one is always there? The one that is always there is the sky. Yeah. And the one that go the one that come and go is the cloud. Yeah. And that's how our mind works. And one thing that is amusing for me that he said in the video, that Mr. Abu said in the video, is that sometimes we like to say to ourselves that, oh, I have a lot in my mind. And then he said that, um, can you think of two things at once? If you don't believe it, like this: if you have a crush on like two men, okay, try it right now. If you have to crush like with a woman if you're a man, and with a man if you're a woman. Okay, let's get it straight. Okay. Okay, can you think of them at the same time? Let's call one, it's called A, one it's called B. I'm trying not not to mention any name here. Okay. um can you can you think of them at the same time? It's a bit difficult, right? And I found that amusing, because like it tells, perhaps if you, I haven't learned about it really, but like if you heard about NLP or something, correct me if I'm wrong, like the way you talk to your mind and how words have power, so actually when you say I have a lot in my mind, it's not actually correct, because actually like we can only think one thing at a time. Okay. Oh Lord. We can only think of one thing at a time. Okay, let me pause this. Another thing that he said, imagine, okay, but I recommend you to watch the video, yeah, to have a full understanding. The video is quite long, but for me, it has a lot of benefit. Okay, so he said like this, and I'm retelling you from what I remember, yeah. So like imagine that the thoughts are like rooms, yeah, rooms in a hotel, yeah. So in my understanding, let's imagine like um I think he doesn't say this, but I understand it like this, yeah. So watch the video. So watch his video, yeah. So it's like this, like imagine that the consciousness is the hotel, and the rooms, actually I think the rooms, oh no, the rooms are the thoughts. Okay, so like for example, like I observe myself like today, like perhaps I'm feeling like I miss my daughter, like that. So instead of saying that I'm lonely, I rather said that my consciousness is in the room of loneliness. Yeah, so there's a room, and I put my the consciousness of my loneliness in that room. And then again, like perhaps like I have a bit feeling of anxiety, sometimes related to work, or sometimes just it's like the anxiety that sometimes I just made it up because like it's like a habit, a habit. Okay, I get back to that. So uh what I need to say to myself is that my consciousness is in the room of anxiety. Yeah, so it's not me, but it's my consciousness. And when I realized about it, about my thoughts, being aware of it, and it's just really like a cloud. It come and go, and then sometimes my feeling change, like when I watch a heartwarming movie, and then when I finish sewing that clothes, that butterfly with the butterfly fabric that took me around 10 years to be brave enough to cut the fabric. um so there's a moment where I feel that my consciousness is in the room of calmness. Yeah, so it changed. And Kang Abu said that he learned this, and he needs to pay like around 80 million to learn the knowledge. And sometimes like I also think that I like to listen to podcasts, but sometimes like because it's free, like don't without calculating the Wi-Fi fee, like that is kind of free and you get it easily. Sometimes like I realize that I take it for granted, like, oh, I know, and then I haven't applied like that. And it's different like when you try to apply what you learn, it's different. So it's a very interesting knowledge. And like today also, like I like to share my writing in Carlina Yulianti Blogspot, and I also share it at my Instagram at messina.english, or at teman saya 2022 2022 ya. um like today, I said that because my daughter is like in a boarding school, like studying this year. um so sometimes I do feel lonely. And also I realized that my consciousness is once in the room of um what do you call it, guilt. And I sleep around 3 hours in the afternoon, around 3 hours. um and some of the hours like I sleep while listening to Marisa Peer, affirmation like you are enough thing. Okay, so I pause because there's a call to prayer as our time. Okay, so let me continue. I hope it's still related. Okay. um the point is, um I feel that sometimes, or like oftenly, my consciousness is in the room of guilt, like for example of like sleeping again too long, or like feeling lazy, and also my consciousness is also sometimes in the room of shame. Yeah, and that's why like I like to share, because sometimes I want to release the shame. Sometimes I realize that actually I don't really need to feel that shame, but it's there. Like for example, like um perhaps you relate. It's like for example, like the shame of like not having as much money that perhaps the ideal life should be, and sometimes like I think about like who decide about that, yeah, who decide the standard. Yeah, I know. And like if about like economy like that, I realized that I need to strengthen my faith, yeah, to my God, to Allah, and believe that He will take care of everything, after I do my best. Even though that I feel it's not easy, it's easier said than done, yeah. And sometimes I also realize that sometimes my consciousness is in the room of guilt when, like, the standard that I have doesn't match what I do. Yeah, like perhaps just being lazy in the weekend. Yeah, well, like perhaps like in the hustle life, like come on, you can catch your dream in the weekend. Yeah, but like if you have watched my other video, like accept all the feelings and the knowledge that perhaps you can really understand better from Abu Marul video will also help. Like he also said that if you want to be successful in life, like you need to be able to understand how your mind works. Yeah, because that is our software. Yeah, like our mind, our feelings, and he also said emotion, but I still need to find out what is the difference between emotion and feeling. If you know, you can comment below also. And he also said that I also heard it from Anthony Robin, yeah, like uh, where attention goes, energy flows, yeah. And Abu Marlo also said something that I realize is true, that if we often go to a room, for example, um, like you often go to the room of anxiety, yeah, your consciousness is often goes to the room of anxiety, like that room will be like brighter and the magnet is high, yeah. And actually, like to be honest, I'm practicing to put my consciousness in the room of gratefulness also. And sometimes that I realize that I still put my consciousness in the room of like not being grateful, like complaining about life. And also I also realized that I'm kind of like in some aspect I give up easily. Yeah, I think like if I find challenges and like I feel like I'm not good at it, I give up. And I think once I hear it, like yeah, sometimes like if you feel like things are really easy, um like you go for it. Yeah, if that's not easy, sometimes you don't push yourself to do it. mm, but like for example, like now, like I'm trying to write an English book, yeah. And my target is December, like a basic English book for beginners like that, and I find it not easy. mm, and I also have a plan, like I'm actually writing it, but um, not really consistent, um, about a novel also. But I try to put priority, like the English book first and then the novel second, you know. And I realized that oftenly my consciousness is in the room of laziness, like I don't want to do it. I just want to lay in bed like that. But then again, I realized again, like I don't need to be in the room of guilt. I mean, my consciousness does not really have to be in the room of guilt and the room of shame for a long time. Yeah, because um, if you read the Hawkins book, that is the below energy level. Yeah, and doesn't feel good. Yeah, and also that's the approach that I'm trying to use. Yeah, when I feel like I haven't been able to implement like the study of my religion. Like for example, like I realized that my faith, like about like death will come and I will be responsible for everything I do is still you said there is ilmu, I know, and hakul yakin, right? And I feel like I'm still in ilmu, yeah, like I'm trying, like instead of being in the room of like guilt, or like in the room of blaming myself, like I want to try it in a more positive way, like come from um the room of love, like I'm trying to do something about it, like more to self-compassion, like I'm trying to remind myself about it, and like slowly but sure, like moving from the room of like laziness to the room of productivity, or like go to the room of my hobby, like that. Yeah, I think that's all. um you can also share with me, like do you like in bahasa Indonesia version or like in English version better? And you can also share like what is your challenges in learning English. And a bit confession, um sometimes English is also something that I take for granted, because like luckily I learned English from I was little, because like my dad went to Australia, and I went to a public school there for 8 months. And but before that, before I go there, before I go with my dad, I learned by myself, like using tape and using book. Yeah, and I found it easy. Yeah, instead of math. But like I know that sometimes I still take something for granted, and sometimes I realize that um if I want to be master like in English, I need to expand my vocabulary. So again, like I need to move from the room of laziness to the room of like giving more effort, but like doing the effort in a fun way, like make it as a game, so with joy, with the one that have high energy. Okay, so no, I mean, I hope you find something useful from this video. Thank you for watching this far. You can tell like that another topic that perhaps you want to share, or I'm open to any question or answer. You can DM in the comment, or sorry, I mean DM in Instagram at missina.english, or at teman saya 2022, or like give comment below. Yeah, thank you. See you in another video, inshallah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.